They mocked him, they dared him, and they said his God couldn't help him. But that day, in front of everyone, a miracle happened that no one could explain. John was the kind of man who carried his faith like a quiet, warm flame in his heart. But at his workplace, a busy construction site filled with loud machines and even louder skeptics, faith wasn't something people respected. In fact, they laughed at him for it. One freezing cold morning, the entire team arrived to find the massive crane crawler completely dead. Not a single light, not a single sound, not even a click. They desperately needed it to complete an urgent job, and every minute of delay meant huge financial losses. The workers gathered around, their faces a mix of frustration and rising panic. But one man, Jacob, the loudest mocker of them all, pointed a finger at John and sneered, "So tell me, preacher boy, you think your God can fix this?" A wave of laughter rippled through the crew. John's heart sank, but he chose not to respond with anger. Instead, he walked slowly toward the giant steel machine. He rested his hand on its cold, metallic surface and whispered, so low that only he could hear, "Lord, show them who you are." A long, heavy silence fell over the site. Then a spark. A vibration. A deep mechanical rumble, like a heart beginning to beat. The crane's powerful engines roared to life, shaking the very ground they stood on. Everyone froze. Jacob stumbled back, his face pale and trembling. The boss's jaw dropped in disbelief. The other workers stared at John as if they were seeing him for the very first time. John didn't shout, he didn't brag. He just turned to them and said softly, "God doesn't need a machine to work. He just needs faith." From that day forward, no one mocked him again. In fact, some of them began to quietly approach him, asking if he would pray for their families, for their health, for their hearts. A workplace once full of skeptics became a place of quiet respect. And it was all because one man chose faith over fear, showing everyone that even in our modern world, miracles can happen in the most unexpected places. If you believe faith still moves mountains, then hit that like button, comment Amen, and subscribe for more powerful stories that remind us of the incredible power of belief. Thanks for watching.